in and around Bailey Yard and for the service unit. A lot of those are road and conduct. President Lincoln signed the Pacific Railway Act, and that was when Union Pacific was created. So we've been around 162 years, and we'll continue to be around for many years to come. All right, out your right window, or left window, excuse me, that'll be east departures again. This is where the trains are trimmed to, and there's some new wheels on freight cars. That's how we get wheels here in North Platte. North Platte wheel goal, freight car wheel changeout goal. It takes about approximately 48 hours, 42 to 48 hours for that freight to get there, which is incredibly fast in railroad time. All right, we're going to take a right here and go over our triple main. Come to the West Hump. The West Hump's approximately 20 feet tall. It's a mound that goes into, Wade, correct me if I'm wrong, 35 tracks, 45 tracks? 40, thank you. His name's Wade too. Yep, so here they're up there with the wheels. And it looks like we're adjusting a load of autos as well up there. What I mean by that is sometimes when we do hump operations, the cars will jump the chocks, the vehicles will jump the chocks inside the freight car, and they'll come out the other end, unfortunately. So we have contractors that come out on site, and that'll put all the cars back and put the chocks back in. So hopefully none of you get a new car with it's all beat. I just see the 40 classification tracks. Each track, remember, goes to a different location. Each one of these are in blocks, if you would. So maybe that car right there is going to Lathrop. Maybe the track next to it goes to Roper. And if I'm in the way, I'll step down as well so you can look at the cars getting classified here. So the hump computer automatically, and it knows whether it's a load or empty, and it will actually clamp the car, slow it down, because it knows how many cars are in the track ahead of it. So
it's going to be at a different speed, because if it's a load of concrete, it's going to be coming down like faster than like an empty flat car. So that's what the retarders are all about. They can slow that car down to
an empty would. To get trains around and maneuver anywhere you want them to go. All right. Yes, question back there. Up to the pullback here, and then they're going to hump that cutoff. So that's what they're doing right now with that switch set. So the switch sets are 1,000-foot trains together. We'll try it and we'll do it. We have the technology now with distributed power. Positive train control. Answer your question. Hot swap crews. Crew will come out in the van, get the old crew off, put the new crew on. Our longest track is, I think, 2 main, because all the mains kind of go right in there. The 3 mains go right in through the east rack. There's 1 main that goes to the north side. So if you don't want to gum up everything, or if your train's too long, we'll go to the north main, so that way it won't gum up the whole rack. Now these fuel tanks are the second largest consumer of diesel fuel in the world. If anybody wanted to know that little fact, put that in your hat so you have it later. Union Pacific's the second largest consumer of diesel fuel. There you go. I might stand corrected. We might be the largest consumer of diesel fuel. Whew. Alright, these locomotives off to your left-hand side are stored. What that means, they're waiting to be put back in service again, should we need them, should we get a spike in volume. Right now we're averaging about 165. We're ready to take on more business when that comes. We've had some good contracts the last couple months. As we all know, coal's down. Coal's down for everybody. The price of natural gas, is very competitive. So we got to try to find that business elsewhere. We've picked up some big contracts. Knight Swift, Schneider. We do a lot of business with. Yeah, so it all depends, right? What do we have? We do transport a lot of hazardous material. You don't see a lot of it on the roads. A lot of it's handled by freight trains. So sometimes we do that. We hand off at the do that. I don't think that sounded right, but we do hand it off to each other. But no, it depends what we have. Yeah, ammunition. We have missiles, all kinds of stuff that you'd be profile loads. Let's say a load of rockets. We will handle with kid gloves. right? So we want to make sure that it's built correctly. And here's some locomotives right out your window. So these are coming over from the west run through, which we're going to head over to next is our coal program, our bulk side of the operation. So we're loading about 16 coal trains a day. That's down from about 51 at one time, about 2,000. When we come to the top of the hill, you can overlook our east run through operations. Our triple main runs through here, then goes back out under the Birdwood Bridge over there to the west, out to your left window. Looks like we have one stack train at the bridge if you look out the left-hand window. So that's the yard limits. So the traffic ebb and flows sometimes. Unfortunately, we had a big derailment in Glidden, Iowa Monday night. Our west run-through fueling rack has 2 tracks on it. And again, fuel, sand, water, oil, quick, doesn't take very long. Looks like we got an empty coal train that, now there's crew packs that have alcohol wipes, toilet paper in them, stuff like that, napkins, basic necessity items are in those crew packs. They do, yeah, called an ice box. It's not a refrigerator.
So, I see a lot of graffiti on the train cars. Do you guys just not care about it, or?
The question was graffiti on rail cars. Do we care? We do and we don't, right? That's correct, if everybody heard that question. So freight cars, one thing we look at, the whole car could be spray painted, but as soon as you spray paint over like the data information, the air brake information, last air test, that's federally mandated. We have to have that stuff, so then we got to stencil that back on the car. But as long as they don't touch that or reflective sheeting, it's going to stay on till the car's goes to scrap. So we're servicing locomotives out here. We call these turn sets for the west run through. These are all getting ready to power up our coal trains, our empty coal trains. All empty coal trains are on this side of the yard, so they'll go up at 51. Hopefully you don't see any aliens here. If you do, please report them to me immediately. There should not be. If you look out the left, we don't stop the train, but we'll slow it down. Believe it or not, if you stop the train's more likely to blow over than when it's actually moving slow. So if we have blowovers, we'll set them out in the van yard. We'll look at train makeup, we'll set them out online, we'll stop the train, things of that nature. Now everything will run rain, water, sleet, snow, whatever it may be, they'll run. Tornadoes, yep, you name it. Go ahead. Yeah, I think you're right there. And then the safest place to be for a tornado in this area, if there is one, is inside the locomotive cab. It's going to take, I've never seen it, if anybody has, a tornado tip over a locomotive. Nearly impossible. 460,000 pounds. Yep. They're heavy. Question. What's the hand signals for the trains? Like, Wade up here will talk to you after the tour and show you all that. Okay. You know Wade up here, right? Yep. 2 Wades. Double Wade up here. Yes. Oh boy. Yeah, so the question was asked, how many close calls does an engineer have per day? Great question. Hopefully 0. Probably too many. You hope none. It probably depends on where you're traveling, right? Our west fueling rack, 2 rails. So anything comes off some of these grain, intermodal coal trains will come up here and get serviced if it needs to. These are usually a little bit smaller inspections, federally mandated inspections. There's one of our fuel engineering specials with some of our old fleet, our heritage fleet. I actually get an opportunity in August to take the engineering special from Salt Lake to Roseville and get to go over to Winnemucca Sub over that area. Function or capacity. And we have our company's largest diesel repair shop, production shop here, as well as car shop. So the two largest locomotive and car shops are here in North Platte. We don't shut down. We'll slow down maybe, just to try to dig switches out and stuff like that. It can get pretty nasty out here in western Nebraska with snow and wind, for those of you who don't know. And it can just be absolutely miserable out here at times. It's a polite way to say that. Nope, we don't slow down. Nope, we try to keep businesses going, because I can tell you, if I called one of our largest customers up and said, hey, we got an event going on in North Platte, we're going to slow your traffic down, they're going to say, what? What do we pay you for? Yeah, yep. So we always try to think about our customer. You know, we want to get their goods. Eventually, we all at some point will probably buy one of the products that are on one of these trains. So the faster we can get it from point A to point B, whether empty or load, helps that customer out tremendously. I know a customer down in Louisiana that does a lot of lumber. Man, he loves empty cars. He said, man, you can send me empty cars, I'll load up every one of them. The more empties you give me, I'll load them up. I want empties. So he wants to generate his revenue as well. So that's east receiving. East receiving's on the west end of our yard. That makes sense to anybody? Yeah, so all the trains from the west will come into east receiving and go over the east hump. That's why we call that. Remember, the hump's in line on the east side. It's not side by side. Great question. How long does it take to air up a train? A lot of factors in that. Let's say about 10 to 15 minutes. We have yard air compressors at every one of our yards. Then lines dug underneath the track with a handle that comes out right at the track, and that's how we air up all our trains. So yard air. And then when the locomotive comes, the train's already aired up. I don't think it's much over 3%. You know, not that great. Alright, we're going under the east hump right now. And the weight's going to get us a good spot. We'll be able to look at the east hump just like we did at the west hump. This hump is, 12 feet taller than the west hump. That's obviously more costly and time consuming. If we can frog a car on, we will. Or we can use blocks or chain. There's many different ways to try to get loads and empties up on back on the rail. Another question back there. There's 12 tracks in the diesel shop, 2 wheel trues. If anybody's familiar with a wheel true, we have 2 drop tables and a truck drop pit here as well. Yep, you'll see all different kinds of railroads. So the service track runs from west to east, and the diesel shop runs from east to west. That's how the process flow works at the diesel shop. So locomotives come into the service track, they go to the east end of the diesel shop, they get processed through, and they're good on the west end. Now these ones here out to your left-hand window, the 4407, these are all stored. We won't scrap any. Some are any which way combination. Some are stored serviceable, some are stored broke. Depends on kind of the repair. If it's a big repair prior to getting stored. We have our own wastewater treatment plant out to your right hand side. That primarily feeds the diesel shop. Here off to your left hand side coming up, we're coming to the supply facility. This facility supplies the parts needed for locomotives. Freight car side, all the parts are down at an open warehouse right by the one spot that we drove by when we first came into the yard. We're actually making our battery electric locomotives down there right now. Where the first Class 1 railroad to come out with their own battery-powered locomotive, and they're being made in Jenks. Now, if you look at that scrap car over there, right under the Union Pacific Shield diesel shop, those are all the shavings off the wheels from the wheel true. So when we go use the big lathe to cut the wheels down, that's the leftover remnants of the wheels. Yep. And those, we actually take them back to a scrapper, and we'll get money for those. Oh yeah. Depends on the service. That's a great question. Same with freight car wheels. Ideally forever, but we know that they're going to wear down. Now, if you get a locomotive that runs road service back and forth to California, I would say probably 5 years, 4 or 5 years, they're going to last. No problems, no issues, service maintained. Now, this is that east end of the diesel shop. These locomotives are waiting for repair on this side of the diesel shop. We're coming up to some more stored locomotives off your left-hand window here. Yeah, so we always want to have every locomotive or car's got to have a nomenclature or number associated with it, just like your license plates on your car, you know, a way to identify it. Yep. Yeah, that'd be correct. Alright, I got 2 questions, and I'm going to give away hats. I got 2 hats to give away, so I'm going to give you some trivia. So whoever gets this right, other than Wade, and I think that gentleman back there who knows everything too, he could be giving this tour. Alright, how tall is the West Hump? First hand I see. 20. You get the first pick of the hat. Which one do you want? All right, last hat. I'm going to ask you. This is something I said in the beginning. How many? Yeah, don't want to lose myself up here. How many eastbound trains do we depart a day?
Maybe. There's no space to walk on here. Scared the frick out of me, dude.
I'm gonna walk down and take a shot with you back like we did
No,
before.
that's fine.
Remember the one from Chicago?
Yeah. I'll do that. Very tempting. No, I got that. I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I could never drive one of these. I can go to college for however many years. I would still never be able to drive this.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
See, they don't even have side pitches like these, so that's what makes me nervous.
That goes